And we are live. Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the March 9, 2024 installment of the Focus Up Show. We thank you for tuning in with us live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms, or catching up with us live, and ask that you click that like, that subscribe, that bell, and share to support and maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy, nice as in the word saint spelled backwards, and today we don't have First Lady J, but we got the lovely Walk, host of Sex Talk with Walk on Thursdays, Thursday at 9 p.m. We got Brother Charles X, Minister of Information. We got the infamous El Pooh, the producer, host, and star of Spin That Back Saturday at 10:30 a.m. It's going to be the legend of DJ Quick today. And we got the boss man, Mr. Floyd X. Welcome back, boss. What's going on with you?
Chilling, man. Just came back from a nice cruise with the wife and things. Enjoyed ourselves out there in the Bahamas and the DR. Glad to be back. Tried to get on the show last week, but that Wi-Fi wasn't working like I thought it would be working. So I just popped up for a second, then disappeared. And that was it. But I'm ready to get it going today, though. Ready for it today, though. I'm here, and my voice is loud and clear. I'm ready to get at it. Let's go. Walk. What's up, Walk?
You look nice and tan, my brother. You're tan. I see you.
Yes, sir.
I told you, him and First Lady, they compete who take the most vacations. I don't know, Lady J, Floyd X.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up with it.
And
hey, I'm here. I'm ready to go. I put my son had his toys all over the place. I said, let me hop on this damn hoverboard. But yeah, salute. Let's go. Let's rock.
Brother Charles X, you looking pretty dapper today.
Appreciate it, brother. I appreciate being invited to the show, and I just wanted to go ahead and show my professionalism and come before the people, right and correct.
That's what's up. El Pooh, what it do?
Blessed and happy to be here once again, representing the LA Dodgers. So go Dodgers. I want to represent the Lakers, but the Lakers are going out, Dodgers coming in. So it is.
Hey, that was a big win last night.
How you gonna say that after they won last night? Come on, El Pooh.
Season over, brother.
Oh, come on. You can't be warmed up that
I gotta agree with Mr.
10th place? Okay, I think. All right, whatever.
I agree with you, El Pooh. I didn't even know they played last night. Go ahead.
All right, so let's get with the get. So at first, I want to start off with this. I want to send a special rest in peace to a very dear friend of the neighborhood and the old school. This is a Deborah Anderson. This is somebody that I went to elementary, I went to Crescent Heights with, went to junior high, went to Pasture. And basically, we all most of us come out of like Hamilton and basically this basic neighborhood. And this was one of the sweetest, prettiest, nicest persons that you'll ever meet. And I mean, she's my age. She passed away. I don't know the details and I wouldn't share it here. But my point is that I bring this up to not only to offer the sincerest condolences to her family and to celebrate her life, but to also just to emphasize that, time is short. We're at an age where our peers are just, falling off for this or the other. And you got to smell the roses. You got to appreciate who's here. You got to take care of your health. Take those steps, do what you need to do to be around for your people as quality as you can be for as long as you can be. And, that's we just want to take this moment. So salute to Sister Deborah Anderson. I'm going to miss you, sister.
Salute to that, sister.
So in the news, what we got up?
In the news, we're going to start it off with Nikki Haley drops out of the Republican race, the GOP race.
That's all right. Nikki Haley exits race with the message Trump may not want to hear. It's now up to Donald Trump to earn those votes, she said. So, she outlasted the fellas. That's an interesting take, and it showed you that in some of those races, even where she lost, where it was like 60-40, there was still a big contingent that were looking for something else. So I mean, that's going to be a problem for Biden. That's going to be a problem for her, but I mean, not for her, for Trump after a fashion, those uncommitted people. But it passed the baton off that we all knew he was going to be the person going forward. So it's officially done. So now it's going to be a rematch of the two nobody wanted to see.
Two old guys. She got her butt whooped. You being nice. She was getting her butt spanked the whole dang race and just was hanging in there. She was losing to candidates who been dropped out. Quit playing. You stop being nice to Nikki Haley. Get your butt out there and get in that kitchen, woman. No, that was a little too much.
Brother Charles X.
That's why I'm in the kitchen.
Wow.
I mean, outside of the kitchen remark, I'm gonna have to, echo what Brother Walk just said. She hadn't won anything but DC, the swamp itself. So it was inevitable.
So I think she won 2 places, but yeah.
With Super Tuesday, she picked up another, small
Vermont
state.
But it was still a whooping, just like you said. So anybody else got to say something about this? You want to pivot on to the next thing?
I want to speak on it real quick. I know that they stay in the race long enough just to keep collecting that money from those generous donors who think they got a chance, and they just collect the money and then they do what they want with that money at their discretion. So she stayed in long enough to collect as much as she can. After all that bad talking she did about Trump, I'm not so certain that she's not going to be standing on the sideline hoping that he picks her to be his vice president or to hold some office or some position in his administration. It's the same story. We see it over and over again. They're all on the same team playing the same game. You think you got choices? You ain't got no goddamn choices, man.
Ouch.
Straight up.
So anything about this L-Pool? We moving on?
That's pretty much it right there, bro. Let's go ahead and move on.
All right. So what we got up next?
I mean, we want to pivot into Trump or State of the Union first. Which one, Trump or State of the Union?
I mean, let's go State of the Union.
All right, Biden State of the Union. Go ahead.
All
You got
right.
something on it, or did anybody watch it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we go ahead. You want to speak on it? You want to? What did you see?
You talking to me, brother?
Yes, Brother Charles.
Yes, sir.
Passing the floor to you.
Well, I mean, it's clear that anyone who really is tuned in, to the state of affairs in this nation, it was clear that Biden was lying outright. Then there were lies by omission, some half truths, and then there was lies based on never going to be able to accomplish. This literally was a speech that was rehashed that he's done since he's been in office. There's a video floating around that illustrates that point. But America's economy is not the envy of the world. America is falling. These Democrats, and Biden in particular, doesn't want us to believe our own eyes, but we could look around. We see the homelessness. We see our grocery bills that have been increased. Gas is kind of tapered off a little bit right now, but soon that'll be on the rise again. Again, I'll go and pass the mic here just shortly, but just a few lies I want to just illustrate is democracy is not under attack by Trump. If Trump was, about that life, he never would have left office the first time, and he would have did more than just say, hey, I won, and then let's go ahead and find, these votes and prove that I won. The homelessness, the crime, the drug use is at an all-time high, here inside of the country. Israel and Russia, they're not, NATO is not winning the war. Ukraine won't win if armed, as Biden said. Russia is not focused on invading the world and world domination, as was said. And Victoria Nuland's departure in this administration is an indicator that things are not going as planned. So it's just so much more. It was just lies after lies after lies. But I'll go ahead and pass them out.
Yeah, it's seeming like Biden is in his own little bubble. He in his own bubble, because a lot of stuff he's talking about, it's not relevant to nothing I got going on in this city. I'm seeing homelessness in the city of Los Angeles. The city of Los Angeles. I'm not even saying the county. It's over 80,000 homeless people. And a lot of them are young black men. A lot of what he's talking about do not relate to me. Even though I'm a young black man, I'm an old black dude, but still, I got a few sons. So look, it's time for Sleepy Joe to go.
I'll say this, Biden's not responsible for homelessness. I think that Brother Charles X made a great point about the envy of the world. These are kind of terrible, dumb talking points that American politicians always try to do. As far as Russia, I don't believe Russia's trying to take over the world or anything like that. I don't buy into any of that. Actually, I looked at the fact, they call the fact checking after a lot of the stuff he said. And actually, I'm not going to paint it as much of a lie as Brother Charles X did. There were some untruths, there were some omissions, but there was actually a lot of statistical truth in various things that he did talking about. And as far as being an assault on democracy, I mean, if that's the take that Brother Charles X and a lot of these Republicans want to say, you say that he wasn't about that life. I just think he could only do what he could do, but he definitely tried. So I do think it's an attack on democracy. I do think that when they take away 500,000 votes in Tennessee, I do think that this, when they're so concerned about this boogeyman election being stolen, that they do all of the stuff that basically complicates and pushes black people or discourages black people from voting, that de facto takes away their vote. I do think it undermines democracy. So, I mean, I tend to disagree on that. I think that the one big takeaway from Biden's speech, whether you believe in his information, is that he obviously had a lot more vigor and a lot more awareness than a lot of people have been attributed to. So there was a great Saturday Night Live skit that was clowning Biden. So if you can go check that out, that was amazing. But still, suffice it to say, let's pivot on. I don't want to speak too much on this unless someone else got something to say about this.
I mean, it's definitely always something to say, but let's just go ahead and keep the show moving for the sake of time.
Hey, amen to that. Hey, somebody need to be on horn for that. But Brother Trump, so he's the man as far as his party, and he's the person that's got his party loves. The Democrat doesn't love their guy, so I mean, he definitely has that ace in the hole. So, anybody want to say something about what's going on with Trump right now?
Well, I mean, sure. Besides the fact that this election cycle, we're going to see more black people, in particular men, vote for Trump and a Republican candidate than we have saw in a long, long, long time. And a big part of that has something to do with the border crisis. Biden, during that State of the Union was talking about how that the fact that politicians have not passed this bill, which is filled with pork, that's the reason why the border crisis still exists. But no, when he came into office, there was 3 decisions that created this current border crisis, and it had nothing to do with a bill. And that was he halted the building of the wall, then he reinstated catch and release, and then he pulled out the Remain in Mexico agreement that was all set in place during the Trump administration. So Trump, a lot of those votes, and a lot of confidence, from, others is coming his way on the border topic, damn near more than any other topic that you can mention, because it's not just, the Republicans that are upset about that, but the working class. The working class is seeing a threat, to their jobs. And when we get to the homelessness piece, I'll talk a little bit more about that. But, Trump is on the roll. The latest polls were showing him 5+ points above Biden. And I think it's only going to increase, to be honest with you.
And a lot of what you just mentioned, Mr. Charles X, that is what a lot of the Democrats were speaking about, were big deals like with the catch and release. That was something Trump stopped. And now that's like everybody going bananas with that. It's over like 1 million people a day, probably more than that, getting caught at the border, and they still going and they crossing over. That's coming into this country. And keep in mind, they're taking the resources directly from black people. These are our resources because we the one that need that stuff more than any other, and poor white folks. You know what I'm saying?
Look, for Americans in general, yes, sir.
For Americans in general, not cool. I'm sorry, man. I had a chest cold. It's kind of acting up.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about the border situation. So he actually didn't stop the production of the wall because there was a big amount of money that was allocated to the wall situation. And it was either he was going to stop it, he was going to be political and just halt that and then lose those funds, or take use of those funds and actually continue building of the wall. So that actually happened. So I'm just going to fact check that about that. And as far as the border, look, there's going to be a lot of reasons why more Black males, more Latin males might be voting for Trump. And I don't know if I believe that the border is going to be the main issue about that. You talk about pork in these deals. There's all these deals got pork, but at some point in time, you make some type of compromise. And the fact of the matter is, you telling me that pork was not worth putting something in place that clearly would have made things better. That's
exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Giving Ukraine billions more dollars was a big part of that pork, that was on the plate. And that's something that, thank God, that it used to be the Democrats that were the anti-war party and that were anti-neocon. Now the neocons are migrated to the Democrat parties, and now and also the working class has migrated from the Democrats over to the Republicans, because those are the people now who actually stand up for the working class people. But that is exactly what was happening.
So what you're saying is that immigration isn't the number one concern. The number one concern is not giving money to Ukraine.
No, the number one concern is America first.
Wait,
that's the number one concern. I'm
talking about these two issues. We talk about.
Well, that's what we're talking about. So
if you say immigration is the number one issue, and that's what a lot of these things lead with, you basically basically undid this for the sake of this pork. And I'm just telling you that if this is the main thing that you want, that you really need to get, this is the thing. This is the compromise that you make. This was a bill that a lot of the Republicans signed on. A lot of them participated in until they got that phone call. I mean, if you don't believe that, you don't believe that. But
no, but you got to remember, there are two Republicans that exist, just like there's two Democrats that exist right now. And there's the majority of the Republican Party, the politicians, do not represent the people, and so Trump is that one who is championing the people's cause, in particular from the Republican, constituency point of view. What I mean? He's standing up for what they're concerned with, but the neocons and the Republican people that are for the war in Israel in particular, and funding Ukraine,
and you don't think Trump will fund Israel?
No, I do believe. I believe Trump and Biden's position probably won't be too much difference, other than the fact that when Trump was in power, Israel did not, obviously there was something that was a prelude to the events they did, but there was no issue that popped up during his administration. In terms of crisis, he seemed to have the world in check. To say, hey, don't act up in my administration. We're not going to have it. And so largely, for the most part, he didn't have to really participate in very much, outward aggression from America. Although there was issues in the Middle East, and whatnot that did exist. But in terms of when you look at the world, what was going on, he brought North and South Korea together. There was no major conflicts or wars, at all during his administration, at all. What I mean? But the only issue I had with him is what was going on with Yemen, even back then, in the Middle East in general. He definitely was helping Saudi Arabia do some atrocities that was going against the so-called Houthis that the Biden administrations in a conflict with right now. And others, as they respond to the Israeli genocide that's taking place, but yeah, that's where I'm at with it, brother. And my views are definitely more aligned.
Into the camera, Mr. Floyd X. You got something
just
to say?
trying to see if we coming to a conclusion on this. Do y'all have an agreement or disagreement?
I had more money in my pocket when Trump was in office. I got more stimulus packages. Come on, what happened to the stimulus? What's going on, buddy? You got to get in there and run that stimulus. Need that $1,200. Quit playing. Everybody's saying that. Gang members, gangbangers, freaking
all that stimulus.
Everybody's saying that. Rappers. Everybody was having more money when Trump was in office. Let's go, Trump.
Actually,
Trump.
not true.
All that stimulus, all that money coming into the economy started inflation.
Exactly. So
it's just too much money.
Well, no, what starts inflation is the printing of money with nothing backing it. That's the big problem that we have.
And nobody was working to manufacture the
that's what
products
happened.
to buy.
That's what happened with all that stimulus. They was printing up all that money and giving it to the people, right?
Print it again.
Okay, and then you're gonna get more inflation.
Yeah, exactly. What you made, you got to.
The money that's going to the Ukraine is the stimulus money, brother.
I'd rather see money come to American people than go out.
The reason
Let-
why
let-
it's backed by nothing. And okay, anyway, we gotta get up
Yeah,
off.
let's save this for the Sunday school. That's Sunday school with Mr. Charles A. Mr. Nice Guy. So let's move on to the boxing, Mr. Nice Guy.
Right.
Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. It was a good fight, but he ran because Ngannou did 12 rounds with Tyson Fury, and he actually knocked Tyson Fury down. But this fight, he fought Anthony Joshua, a brother. He knocked his ass out 2 rounds. He put him up because Francis Ngannou is an MMA fighter. That's what he is at heart, but he's strong as a damn bull, bro. He has been documented as the hardest hitter ever. With that punch machine, he has racked up the highest numbers ever, the highest ever with anybody. I did that once. I got an 820. Yeah, I got an 820. But anyway, but yo, Francis Ngannou, but the dream of being heavyweight champion is over, brother. They hiring at Walmart, brother.
Ouch.
Damn. Just like that, huh?
He can lift up some big ass crates, but just
Hey, there's Netflix and YouTube money. You know, Tyson's gonna be fighting the white boy. I forgot what his name is.
Jake Paul.
There you go.
Mike Tyson.
Don't do it, Tyson. Don't do it. Like El Pooh said.
You say don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's set July 20th this year.
I'm not.
It'd be a bad look if he get
Let's do it,
knocked.
Mike.
It'll be a bad look if he get knocked out by that dude.
Still see Nate Robinson, on the ground, boy. You know what I mean? That wasn't a good look.
Even 6-year-old Mike is gonna be different than Nate Robinson. But I hear what you're saying. Don't get hurt, Mike. But it's an exhibition. I don't think that he's gonna try to hurt. You know, it's gonna be kind of like that.
If you stand in front of Mike Tyson, I'm trying to kill him because I'm thinking he's trying to kill me.
6-year-old Mike Tyson.
Jake Paul, I'm gonna give Jake Paul some advice. Put some tape on your ears back. Tape them ears back. Wait, that's what he needs to do.
All right. So you want to pivot on?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to speak on that Philadelphia part of the news. I don't know. Is that relevant?
That's right.
Let's
Philadelphia.
Meek Mill.
Let's move to the Rust. The Rust. Let's speak on the Rust. The news and the Rust.
Okay, so let me pull this up right here. So Hannah Gutierrez Reed, the Rust film armorer, was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter Wednesday in a New Mexico trial stemming from the 2021 onset fatal shooting of cinematographer Hauna Hutchins, who was killed by a live round of ammunition fired from a prop gun that was held by actor Alec Baldwin. You know, we've talked about this case. I definitely think she is the most culpable. There's some information coming out that's saying that he was kind of rushing things like, doing rapid retakes and stuff, things that weren't necessarily typical things done in Hollywood. But, the buck lies at the armor. I mean, I understand that you have a person that wasn't necessarily the most tenured and authoritative and could be somewhat intimidated by an actor of Alec Baldwin's status. But when you're dealing with, live rounds and people dying on these situations, you take whatever time you got to take. And, that's the most important thing. I'm sure she would have rather bucking back about slowing things down than actually going to jail. Like she's in jail right now. So
but it was a lot of things done that was improper on everybody's part. Like even with the movie cast, it's normally 2 armorers and it was just 1. And then the question though is, where did the live rounds come from? Everybody playing stupid, like, I don't know where the round. Like, and then no one is bringing that up. So it does lie on the armor. She is getting the brunt of all this. Shit rolls downhill. That don't never change. She probably catching it. Somebody brought some real ammunition. And actually, there is no reason for live rounds to have been on that set. And it was a stupid movie, I heard.
Ouch. I agree. No, there should never be any live rounds on the set. She absolutely is the one that put the live round in there, just answering that. So that's exactly why she got convicted of manslaughter. She put the live round in the gun. And I don't understand why they didn't have any live round.
Yeah, because they got it's marked different. It's marked. They got different markings on like the live rounds.
But here's the situation, Mr. Walk. And for the most part, we just assume that these people that work in the movie industry, that they are all professionals and that she should have known, she should have did this. But when you dive deeper, she was 22, 23 years old. This was her second movie. I'm talking about the armorer lady. She was 23 years old, and she had previous incidents. There was a movie that she did with for Nick Cage, where she just went on scene and she fired off a shot without giving a warning that she about to do it, and pissed him off. He walked off set, pissed off, said, "You just blew my goddamn eardrum out." Because she was not a professional. She was a young person who probably was given an opportunity by way of nepotism. That's just my assumption.
So no, because her father was an elite armorer. So exactly, it was a nepotism.
So that's what it is. Then exactly. So we got to remember that they're not professional. Not everybody on the set is a professional. They just brought in because of who they know. And they get in there and they do stupid shit. And the poor lady, the Helena Hutchins is dead. And the producer, Joel Secor, is injured because they had an amateur holding a goddamn gun on set.
Yeah. So,
hey, since we're making all these assumptions, I'm going to say this. It sounds like somebody pissed somebody off and got set up. We just making assumptions. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think that, yeah.
Where that wonk at? You put
it sounds like it's. I'm covering you up
Yeah.
for you. I say it seems like a lot of negligence there. Like you said, it's a youngster that probably shouldn't have been in that position. You know, some people would say that this is very like unto Nathan Wade being in his position, but you know, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But are we at a point that we want to go to some commercials, or what you want to do? Is this a wheel? Looks like Jesus take the wheel. He done frozen in time. El Poo. So, all right. So this is what we're gonna do.
I guess we'll go.
Y'all want to get into Fanny's panties?
Well, what's up? What's up?
Fanny's panties.
I'm assuming.
No.
All right. You want to just jump into the topic? Go ahead.
Okay. Fani Willis, Fanny's panties. She doing a lot. It's a lot coming out. A lot is coming more. Her code of ethics is terrible. She's an attorney. She's prosecuting and putting people in prison for life. My boy Young Thug, she got a RICO case against him right now. He facing life. He's at the top of the food chain with that. And she's prosecuting all this thing, but she got caught lying. She's doing this, she's doing that. She hired an unqualified guy. He making $35,000 a month, and he's the least qualified. She's doing too much, and it's disrespectful to our sisters, our Black people. I really feel this is disgusting, and I'm repulsed by it. But it's funny because I get it, because look, I'm a Black man. I'm like, they ran a cold little hustle. But they did it on the too big of a scale. They got greedy. That's normally what gets you caught. When you're a drug dealer, that's what gets you caught. You too greedy. She got greedy. It was running that money. It was running it up. 35 for a month of April, he made $35,000 as an attorney and had his own private practice. Come on, bro. Fanny retired in panties.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Has you compared that $35,000 that he made to what another attorney would make?
Yeah.
How much?
The normal rate is $100,000 or $110,000 a month at the most. He's making 7 times more than any other attorney probably in the state.
But he's making 35.
In the state.
He said 110.
That math didn't work out.
It did. Okay. Well, how? Okay, how?
You said 100. You said 100. How much? You said
he made.
Making, I'm not talking about. You said he said 35,000. Then you offered an amount of 100. You said 30.
1 month. 35,000 in 1 month.
Okay, and you said he asked you what would an attorney make or something like that, and I thought I heard you say 100,000, 110,000.
Oh yeah, that's like for like certain cases. That's how they make. Yeah, like maybe 100,000 a year. See,
that's what you didn't clarify. You just said 100. Yeah, it's a big difference. Again, and I would say that actually, you know, that's for a private attorney, that's not much of anything. I mean, you know, Fanny, I believe her salary is $100,000 a year, and you know,
she makes way more than that, brother. We gotta start telling the truth when it comes to this whole Fanny thing, this whole Nathan Wade thing all together. You know, Nathan Wade is being paid double the salary of his colleagues, you know, that has more experience, you know, than what he does, you know, and it's ridiculous. Just that alone in itself is an indictment and shows that there obviously was some type of favoritism that even got him selected in the first place. The brother is not qualified for this case.
Okay, hold on. Let me. Okay, let's address this point by point. So you said that. Okay, so do you acknowledge that he was not the first person that they tried to give the job to?
It was two other people ahead of him.
But I mean, I don't know. I won't disagree or agree. I mean, it doesn't.
This is my point. Because the reason why it's relevant, because he was making $500,000 an hour. That was his wage. That was his municipal judge, whatever. Because he was a municipal judge.
Bro, stop.
That was his salary. So I'm just telling you that it was a pay cut.
So look. Again, we're not keeping it real. If we keep it real, we have to go to his divorce affidavit that he filed, and he showed that in just that divorce affidavit that he had a couple $1,000s in the bank. He was over $600,000 in debt. He was essentially broke, and it didn't even make sense for someone who's 50 years old that has been a lawyer, attorney as long as he had. He was in a financial dire strait. And when you start talking about him being
how
a
much
judge,
money you make, wait, you understand that there's a lot of people that are rich. They're people that win. Vince Young, he made millions and millions and millions, and he don't got that now. So it's not a testament to how much money he made. It's about how much money he managed.
This man was broke. He says he was making $14,000 a month. He had $5,000 in cash, just according to his own affidavit he filed in his divorce. That he had $2,000 in the bank. He was paying $4,600 every 6 months on auto insurance, and again almost $60,000 in credit card debt. At the time of his divorce, before he got accepted to that case.
Do with how much he made. You understand? You're talking about how he managed it. I'm just saying that your income is not a function of what you do.
He
with
lied. You can tell.
The whole point is that this man is lying.
It's literally a fact. I'm just telling you, it's a fact.
He's lying. He lied in his affidavit. He lied. He lied, saying that he was not having sex with this woman. He did it to avert the payment he would have had to make to his wife. That's why he divorced her after he got hired, because he knew he was about to be making all this money messing with Fanny's panties, baby. Like, look, bro, the dude, he's lying. He was
again. You guys are ducking the fact that this hourly wage that he paid was less than he
had his own private practice still.
No, bro, that's not true.
It's absolutely true. We don't want to bang the table. We don't want to bang. I'm not talking about making 200. I said hourly rate. I'm not talking about how much he made over those 2 years. That was definitely
off this case so far.
Wait, $700,000. Didn't you say
$650,000? I rounded it off.
Yeah, for over 2 years. For 2 years. For 2 years of work.
That's how much he made.
That was an outlier. That was no. I'm not even talking about it. That was an outlier. Again, that sounds like a big amount. And again, if he billed, like I'm told, 24 hours for one day, obviously that billing is funny. But again, that's
which is a problem in and of itself.
It is a problem in of itself. But again, this is still backdrop. This is still not actually dealing with the case.
But it's not backdrop, bro. So if we're showing that Fani and Wade both are hypocrites, liars, and deceivers.
Everybody's a hypocrite, a liar, and deceiver. If you want to take that place,
are you a hypocrite, a liar, and deceiver, Mr. Nice Guy?
I'm sure that you would take.
I'm asking you a question. You said everybody. I asked you a question. Yes or no, bro?
Because you did not let me finish my point. I said everybody is a hypocrite and a liar based on the perception of this something not lining up with another thing. But I'm just saying that we're all deducing what's happened. We're saying that, okay, they had this affair, this elusive stuff was going on before. This is all an assertion that we're doing on circumstantial evidence. But I'm saying the fact of the matter is we're still interpreting this. We can still actually be wrong about this.
But I'm not like that.
Let me say this real quick. If I'm in prison behind Fani, if she sat because you know who that prosecutor was. If I'm in prison behind her, I'm calling lawyers. I told y'all they did this. I was innocent, and that's the one that prosecuted me. That's what's going on, dude. It's about to be so many people getting out. Free Young Thugger. Young Thugger getting out.
Again, this ain't the Dark Knight. That logic don't, or Dark Knight Rises. That logic don't work.
What
The
you
bottom
mean
line is
your trial?
your trial. Listen.
No, I'm not listening. Hold on.
Okay.
You talking about that logic don't add up. What the hell are you talking about? If I'm a freaking defendant and she prosecuted me and gave me a life sentence and I knew I was not guilty, I'm going to be in jail. Like, I'm calling everybody. Yo, let's get some money. Get this appeal going. Get me out of here. I told you that DA was corrupt.
See, check this out. If you didn't do it, you'd be appealing on the fact that you didn't do it. But I'm telling you that if you get prosecuted on the evidence, that's what you're going to have to defeat. Not the fact that this person didn't brush their teeth. Again, Mark Furman. What about Mark Furman?
That's
OJ.
Come on, bro.
I'm saying you just threw out a name. What's the line?
That's why. Come on, bro. I don't want to get into that case.
No. But again, see,
everyone, you have to be infallible if you are trying to execute the law, dude.
But see, you know that. But see, Mark Furman was a witness. So if you undermine a witness, that's one thing. But she's not a witness to this case.
It's even worse.
It's not worse.
It's even worse.
All you're doing is I don't understand.
I have my black people say that's worse, sir.
Look, I don't understand why you don't grasp the concept that when you have a trial, they always tell you, look, don't pay attention to this on this page. All you need to pay attention is to the information before you. It's not about the DA. It's not about that stuff. It's about the case in front of you. I'm just telling you, that's how trials work.
If I could chime in, brother, in this case, that is exactly about this DA. The reason why this is being brought up, in the first place is what this looks like to many, many people on the outside is that there were some improprieties going on here and that this was obviously a case that was all about enriching Democrats, in particular Fani and her cohorts, and overreaching for this RICO case against Trump in the first place. The selection of way indicates that, you know what I mean?
But I'm saying that's a very opinionated take. You know that all this thing is about is whether they're, but you understand that this is about what this hearing that she's dealing with. This is a function of disqualifying her from this case, not knocking the case, not knocking her, not throwing the case away. It's all an issue about whether she should be trying this. And to be honest with you, all this noise is created. She probably should have stepped down from the beginning. I'm not going to defend the decision making in this. The optics of this situation is bad, and she absolutely bungled this.
Beyond bad. The deceit and corruption that's being showed is showing motive, and that's what's bringing everything in question in the first place.
It's not. See, that's the thing about it. You keep saying it's not showing motive.
You saying motive? That's a lot you putting on it, brother Charles. That's a lot you putting on it.
It's not a lot at all. So let me explain my point without being interrupted. So right now, the whole situation that the reason why this is being brought up in the first place is all the defendants are essentially saying, in particular Trump, that this case has no merit. It is only being brought about to enrich Fani and her friends and other Democrats in play. That's what they're saying. That's what this is all about. So then the thing is, so now there has to be some type of evidence that's taking place. And so when we're starting to show is that, she has, someone that she was denying being involved with sooner than before this case, brings him on the case and her on the case. They're taking taxpayer money to prosecute this case in the first place. This is where the corruption and showing the motive behind everything in the first place. To me, it doesn't look like she's going to make it on this case. Honestly, it looks like she's going to be thrown off this case. And when she's thrown off this case, what's going to happen is Fulton County is the richest county in all of Georgia. And there's no other county that's going to be able to pick up this case at all. So chances are this whole thing is likely to go away. It's not going to be someone that's just reassigned because other areas are Republican and don't have the resources.
We got you. We got your points, right? Now you're saying it's corruption, and to me, you're buying into what the Republicans want you to believe. That's my opinion.
I'm buying into the facts.
Hold on. Listen, you're buying into that because you're saying like she's doing this to enrich herself. Like Mr. Nice Guy made a point earlier. He said that she makes about $100,000 a year in salary.
She makes $200,000 a year.
No. See, this is prove it.
Can I fucking finish, please? For real.
County, she makes $200,000 a year. She's not broke.
Brother Charles, slow down. I looked it up. Everything I looked up says 100,000. What are you looking at that says 200,000? Show me what you're looking at.
She was broke.
As the DA, I mean, you know,
show me what you're looking at. Don't tell me. Show me.
As the DA of Fulton County, so she makes more than that, bro. She makes more than the judge.
Show me. You're telling me. Show me. I just want you to show me because I looked it up already and I saw 100,000. You called Mr. Nice Guy. You said, I think you correct me if I'm wrong. You said lying or you saying something false. It was an insult what you said, in my opinion. But I looked it up. I'm like, is he wrong? It was 100,000, 110.
Okay. So that makes more to the point of that's why she did this also with Nathan Wade. Do you really? You just really solved the case, Floyd X. Where your horn at?
So she hired him so that she could siphon money off of him to enrich herself. She paid him $600,000, and how much she gonna get?
We gonna split that.
200,000, 300. So she get 300,000. Now
one month he made 35,000.
So her life has changed. Now she could kick back in the sun and get a tan because she got $300,000 extra.
Yes,
just from trying to try the biggest, that may be the biggest case of her life.
Yeah,
she gonna only benefit $600,000.
Yeah, run it.
On,
I need that.
Bro.
Yeah, it's all a money grab.
So I stand corrected in terms of her base salary as a DA. I am seeing a $110,000 base salary as a DNA, but then in addition, from her being the DA, she get money through her speaking engagements. You know,
all we talking about. All we were talking about.
We ain't talking about that.
That's not exactly. That was my whole point.
Talking about that. We're talking about her salary.
Her money as a speaking engagements would not exist the same were she not the DA of Fulton County. So I was looking more, and when you look at her annual revenue from this position, you know, including strategic investments, she's making $2.7 million annually.
So why would she be put everything on the line for 300,000, Mr. Walk?
Because when you ask me,
test.
Yeah, I'm asking Walk.
Watch this. Yeah. Watch this. It's like they got people got little different hustles going on where they siphon the money. They got with CCRC, Child Care Resource Center. That's where you got somebody, a babysitter, and then y'all just say we're gonna split the money. People take care of old people. Yo, my dad don't really need no help, but he need a caretaker. Split half and half. They just did it on a larger scale. $20,000 a month.
$100,000 larger.
Hold on, listen. Can I fucking finish? That is me in the clip. Listen, she did it on a larger scale. Her place was in repo. Why is she living with? Wait, hold on. Why is she living with her homegirl place? You can stay here. You asking the question. Let me give you the answer. You asking the question. Let me give you the answer.
Exactly. Ask the question.
She's going through problems
for safety. Her justification was because she was getting death threats from the gangsters in the streets that she's prosecuting, and she moved there. She wanted her father to move too, but he chose to stay at her house, and she moved there for safety reasons. Next question. Okay,
safety. Okay, cool. All right, well, whatever. So what's up with paying Nathan Wade all this money, approving it, not even going through what he did it for? Why did he even do it? Why are you billing so high, so absorbently? What notes do you have? He don't even have notes. He don't even have notes.
Let me give you an answer.
What's your answer, Floyd X?
She hired him because she went through a training with him. She learned him. She saw.
She learned from him.
No, she saw his professional.
I hired you.
Slow down. You cannot fucking finish. She saw his professionalism. She saw he was a great prosecutor or whatever his title was. And when she got the super large case that's extremely important that could make or break her career, you're gonna reach out to people that you respect in that respect.
And we're fucking too.
That's what she done. She
and I'm fucking me. She got a garage door opener to my house.
That's a mistake that most of us
make. That's and then there's people credible with.
Most of us have sex with the wrong person and end up in a bad situation. So what she did is nothing unique. I'm glad you muted it and did that. Thank you. I appreciate you doing that, Walk. Thank you. So I'm just saying so we got our point. So next question, Walk. Well, where we at?
Yeah. Let me just say, hey, Floyd X.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm just saying that, because
But-
you guys are
We're
not
running in
circles. No, because you're not
They're
smell
running in
testing.
circles.
You're not smell testing the logic of what you're
Real
saying.
talk.
bro, that's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing.
You're not, because I'm telling you, it's like if you ever been in a criminal situation, criminal cop, they have these instructions, these jury instructions.
Yep.
They're very specific
Yes.
about what you can pay
Follow the
attention to
facts.
versus what you
Right.
can't pay attention to. I'm just
Follow
telling
the
you,
facts.
you shot down the Biden bill thing because you talk about pork. All this discussion is pork. None of this is talking about the
Right.
real issue. And the real issue is that there's real smoke at this fire. I mean, you can say that she did this political. And again, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion, brother. But I'm
And
telling
look,
you,
it's
this brother-
working.
But,
It's working.
definitely political.
We're talking about Fani instead of talking about Trump being indicted
Exactly.
and going to
Exactly.
trial.
About
We
Trump when he
were sitting
said,
here
like,
talking about
I
Fani.
need
This is
10,000
exactly
votes.
what Trump wanted. He's
Exactly.
winning in that matter.
Hey, but it wasn't Trump who decided to make the decisions that Fani has made to this day that is even bringing this into question. It's not being brought up. This is not some just simple procedural, a misdirection that's going on in the day. There are serious questions in terms of, her ethics and this case in general.
And it wasn't Fani, and it wasn't Fani telling Trump to try to call up people to get more votes. It wasn't Fani that was working with telling Trump about fake electors. It wasn't Fani about talking about trying to overturn trying to still argue and dig into these things where there's no evidence. You know what I'm saying? So my point is that Jesus says, don't the hypocrite, don't be so worried about the tip or the jot. The bottom line is he who is without sin cast the first stone type of situation. If we're gonna make this about that, she has to be impeccable. We ain't gonna get nobody to prosecute anybody. What we can't do is
it's not about being impeccable, brother. It's not about being impeccable. It's about being moral or being ethically sound.
What it's about is dealing with the facts. If the facts don't hold up, he wins. That's it. If she puts down whatever case, I don't care if she's Simon Legreed. If she puts together a case and it don't hold up and he defeats it, that's what he does. That's the merits. That's dealing with the meat.
We're going to find out in 2 weeks. Her latest motion that she filed was that the judge needs to have a high standard in order to kick her off this trial. And of course, on the Trump side and the defendant side, they're saying that bar shouldn't be very low. I think it probably should be somewhere in between, so the judge has got to look at all the information that's come forward, the cell hog information, the testimony from others, including other attorneys that were involved in this case that got information from none other than Wade's former friend himself. He's got to weigh all this evidence, and at the end of the day, we're going to find out if she stays on this trial or not. I'm telling you right now that the way it looks like to me, is that she won't be, but there's a possibility that she will be maintained, especially if there has to be an extraordinary high bar that's set, in order for her to be taken out the trial.
And for the record, that friend, that former attorney, completely backtracked it. He's saying that all of his position is speculation. That's what he said.
Unfortunately, I have text messages, from to him, the attorney. What it looks like was he's trying to get into a few of these white girls' draws, is what it looked like.
Yeah.
Because the big thing that the mistake he made was he should have been getting paid instead of worrying about the coochie, But he was looking more at, AKA snow bunnies and whatnot. He seemed to have a affinity for that situation, even though he's married. Let me say that, So you're just looking at, just total, and no one's perfect. I understand all that, but at the end of the day, Fani has decided to be involved with a subordinate, bring him in on the case where when you start looking at his credentials, he does not have the necessary qualifications, in order to be on this case. At the end of the day, there are stronger candidates and people out there, including the two people that's on her staff right now who are getting paid less than Wade.
But they wouldn't take the case. They wouldn't take the case. But they wouldn't take the case. But they wouldn't take the case.
No. The two people that's on it.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. I think Jay Walk said it best. Fani let the wrong person get in her panty.
No, she don't let the wrong person. She chose the brother. Look, women choose who they have sex with. Men choose who we marry. She chose the brother, and then got mad.
Look at all this mess she's going through right now. Look at all this mess she's going through. If she didn't get
her own decisions.
She'd be all right. So she checked the wrong place to get in
She
her
made the
bag.
decision.
She made a bad decision because the optics
Exactly.
are bad, and that's just a fact, you know. But the reality is, if he's doing real work,
That's the reality.
if his work is real and her work is real, this stuff is superfluous.
Hey, the optics is what has us here right now, and what's putting her this whole case at jeopardy and question.
And you're
She's
talking about
accountable for that.
and you're talking
It's all
about
her.
optics, and we're talking about optics as opposed to the actual facts. And again, the case that's at hand.
Well,
So
no,
this
we
is
are.
both sides.
Let's take a real quick break, real quick. La Brea Trucking, for all of your trucking needs across country. The brother delivers across country.
That's gobealive.org. Go get you some of that black honey. Shout out to Sister Nitra. We're gonna be bringing you back, sister. We keep saying it, but we're gonna get you back on there. That's right. Spin that back. What's going on? What's going to be on the menu for today, infamous El Poo?
Today we're going to talk about the legendary and the legend of DJ Quick. Yes.
Shout out to DJ Quick, one of my favorite. In honor of DJ Quick, I'm repping for him today.
That's going to be 10:30, 30 minutes after the show. So 10:30 her Saturday and this Saturday.
Yes, sir.
The best show on this. No, listen. Yo, Sex Talk with Walt. Get sexy. Sex Talk with Walt every Thursday, 9 p.m. We running the show during conflict of schedule issues. I pre-tape it, but it films live on Facebook and TikTok.
Hey, that's right. And if you're lucky, you might have caught the 2-hour edition of it. But yeah, you know. But yeah.
Thanks for that.
I love you, man.
Focus Up Show every Saturday at 9 a.m. Tune in, check us out. Yeah. All right, let's move on. What's our topic? We covering? We're gonna cover the homelessness. Or did y'all speak on that?
Let's talk about the homelessness. Go ahead. I think you there's something you particularly want to say, Brother Charles X. Go ahead.
Well, just in general, you know, let me say this by asking some questions. Are undocumented illegal immigrants taking resources away from homelessness?
Yes.
You know, will undocumented illegal immigration contribute to homelessness once resources dry up and not enough jobs are available for them?
Yes.
Will adding 10 plus million undocumented illegal immigrants to the labor market intensify homelessness for citizens?
Yes.
Does the flooding of drugs on America's streets impact homelessness?
Yes.
This is why the border issue and immigration is outside of the economy, which this also is a subcategory of the economy, is the number one issue that's motivating and driving voters for this election, and is simply why Biden will not win.
All right. So back to the homelessness. I focused on the homelessness here in California, and the disproportionate of the homeless, the overrepresentation is what they call it. We represent 5.3% of California, but we represent 26% of the homeless population. So I mean, I think that it is a pertinent or a high class issue that needs to be addressed. I know that Karen Bass was elected the mayor of Los Angeles, and she rode on the issue of homelessness. And I know that 3 of you on this panel are from LA. Y'all see any positive or anything that she is doing that is helping or that can be modeled after to help homelessness?
Well, I know when I'm leaving my house in Lancaster going down to LA, I get on that 110 or I'll check my boy Infamous El Poo out. And I look on that 110, I look on that overway freeway pass, so beautiful. And you see a bunch of homeless and encampments just right there, downtown LA. So that's what be known. I ain't seen shit.
I mean, I've seen news segments. I've seen the news segments. I mean, obviously, the people have moved into to temporary places. Some people, I think, have actually been transitioned into permanent situations. So, I mean, she's doing something. Whether how big of a dent it's coming out of the situation, that's another discussion. But I mean, you can only do what you can do. I mean, it's a bad situation. I just think that it's everybody's problem. It's not the mayor's problem to fix homelessness. It's humanity's problem. And the fact of the matter is, you got people living super lavish, super rich, while others are living super poor. And I understand it's not your responsibility as an adult. Your responsibility is to you and yours. But it would be much more humane to have a better distribution of wealth and at least fundamentally have some place for people to go under these circumstances.
Well, the short answer is
hell no.
Facts.
One. Number two, what I see Karen Bass doing is taking these homeless encampments, cleaning them up, and then moving them to other neighborhoods, like Mr. Nice Guy, like over there in your neighborhood, those RV encampments and everything.
They're in hotels though, but yeah, that's a good point. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm saying that she's actually moving them into hotels and stuff, not just moving them from this street to the next street. But yeah, I'm sorry I jumped in front of you.
Can I fucking finish, please, for real?
I don't even know what else.
I earned that. All right, but hey, I go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. You good?
Yeah, because you brought up the RV situation, and yeah, because my neighborhood was basically on the news, not too long ago, where there's sort of like they have these encampments of RVs and stuff like that. So in Compton, if you like go on Avalon or go in the industrial area, you'll see all these RVs and stuff like that. And these are people. This is their alternative. I don't know what they're supposed to do. They got to live somewhere. They got to eat. Go ahead.
But putting somebody in a hotel, that's actually doing nothing. That's doing nothing. You can't live in a hotel forever. That's temporary. You basically uprooted them from where they was stable and stationary. Now you put them in a hotel, then they got to start all over. That's why a lot of them turn down those vouchers. That's why a lot of them turn down them vouchers, my brother. Like, so it's not doing nothing. It's a Band-Aid. I got shot in the ass 4 times. But give me a few Band-Aids. I'm good. No, there is, in my opinion, there is no solution to this homeless problem besides just more jobs and make better opportunity for people. It's just not there. I know
when it comes to homelessness, remember drug use and mental health definitely is a driver of homelessness, and then definitely the economy. Those are definitely all contributing factors.
Yep.
Yeah, high ass rent.
So you're telling me you don't think it's better to be living in a hotel than on the street?
What, for 8 months, and then when I got to go back to the street?
Mm-hmm. Even if you have 8 months, would you rather have 8 months in a hotel or 8 months? Because a lot of these people.
Me personally, yeah. But if you're homeless, you're not thinking like that at all. You good where you at. You really, that's the mentality.
It depends on the taxpayers. It depends on what homeless person you ask.
I like taking a shower every day. Some people go years without taking a shower. That's homeless people, bro. They think different.
Well, some people are homeless because they are going through a string of bad luck. But that 8 months might be just enough for them to right the ship. Because, a lot of times, you need an address, you need some place to dress where you can do all of the stuff to present yourself to get yourself a job. So, technically all of this stuff should be temporary. It's not a function of just like, okay, we're going to support you for the rest of your life. It's just basically getting you to a position where you can, you can take care and control back of your life again. So, I support the effort.
This is
I
an
won't die
example
on
where
the
politics
profession.
matters.
The brother Tony says the voucher come with a lot of rules. That's why they turn them down. Did we see that already?
Yep.
But I mean, again, it's a function of if you're going to give somebody something and there's rules or something that you're going to play. Like, for example, I know that they're talking about drug testing people on welfare or stuff like that. I mean, you can have whatever, you can feel whatever you way about that politically, but if this is what you need to do this, this might be the step to do. So it's in the pocket. Donnie Dweller says 8 months isn't going to fix the economy that's swallowing everybody up. No, it's not, but 8 months might help an individual put themselves in a position to get themselves together. And the fact of the matter is the economy is the macrocosm. The microcosm is what the individual people are doing. So if we can have individual success, that will bleed over to the macrocosm of success.
So put all that money. If one person don't be homeless no more, it was all worth it. Out of $8 billion. Okay.
I mean, honestly, one person is better than 0 persons, but I'm not talking about one person. I'm sure I'm hoping that way more than one person is
decreasing in Los Angeles, buddy.
Let me put some numbers up real quick. 151,000 people are homeless here in California. 72% of the people who are homeless are unsheltered, meaning they don't have a roof to live under. They're living in tents and under bridges. And I think that's about it. And J-Walk asked the question, it is an increasing as of from 2019 to 2020 and 20 to 21, it has increased. And I could bear witness personally. I've seen it here in Sacramento, living out here for the last 23 years. I've seen the homelessness here particularly increase drastically to where I've never seen so many camps. I mean, right in the middle of neighborhoods on major streets over there. I think that's off Lemon Hill and Fruit Ridge or Franklin or something like that. It's a whole encampment over there, or was there at one point. It's getting ridiculous, this homelessness situation.
And population is increased, so that's going to be a big factor of it as well. So I mean, it's just,
the population is homeless people coming to California because it's better to be homeless out here.
That's a part. That's a big part of it too. But I'm just also
the
talking
working class is moving to freaking Texas and freaking Florida and stuff. Everybody, like the working people, moving. I'm moving.
We're missing the elephant in the room when we talk about homelessness, and that is it is exceptionally higher in Democrat-ran controlled states than anywhere else. For example, D.C., they're higher than California. D.C. per 10,000 people has a 65.64, a homeless rate. California in comparison is 43.95. Then we have Vermont, Oregon, Hawaii, New York, Washington State, Maine. Again, all Democrat strongholds are higher with Democrats leading and running the show. So like I said, politics matter, and it's really going to come down in this election. This issue is going to be front and center, at the end of the day. I guarantee you.
Yeah, but sticking a Republican up there ain't going to fix it. I mean, I understand that, these things, homelessness has been a situation for a long time, and it's going to be a situation for a long time. But what you can do to try to just make it a better situation. So, I mean, I think that you're absolutely.
That's like a straight platitude, bro. Like,
well, I mean, because that's the reality of it. I mean,
that's what we need.
We do need unity. We need people. We need people working on both sides. It can't just be a function of the Republicans only work with Republicans and only do Republican stuff, and Democrats only do. The bottom line is we all sharing this, so we all need to work. We need to stop digging into the sand and not willing to walk over to the other side of the bottom. So I'm just saying,
just love one another.
Let me say this about homelessness. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna end it right here.